All right, class, a little bit on Ralph Ellison here. Basically, as we discussed before with a lot of the African American writers at this time, there were great expectations for these writers to represent or write for the entire African American race, to be essentially a spokesperson. And there were some, and so basically, he did not do what his critics, either literary or political critics, suggested that he ought to do, but instead he insisted on being a writer rather than a spokesperson for a cause. And so he really wanted to write a novel about an experience, not necessarily for it to be, so political. And even though its subject matter, made it that way. And then he turned around and completely reversed that in later publications. But Ralph Ellison was a student of Richard Wright, who encouraged him as a kind of a mentor. And he was a jazz musician. Ralph Ellison was a jazz musician, so you can see how that kind of influences his work. This is an excerpt from the novel Invisible Man called Battle Royale. This chapter, chapter one, and this novel moves from the South to the city in the North, and it is kind of a gallery of extraordinary characters and circumstances expressed through several different narrative styles, against which the ordinary hero defines or fails to define himself. The ordinary hero being the main character here. And it is pretty brutal. This entire thing is chapter one here. If you read it, get past the prologue. Although the prologue is extremely important, you need to read it in chapter one, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's a pretty intense read, and I hope that you enjoy it. But it fits into our selection this week because of its highly symbolic nature, coming out of modernism, going into this new area. Also, we talked about how there's new subject matter being written about. We have the rise of ethnic literature. This coming on pretty strong, and this is one of them. And the high symbolism. And we also have, we really get to see the psychoanalysis, what's going on in these characters' minds. What's happening to them. We're concentrated that more on the novel, and also that this novel, again, has new themes and subject matter because of its African American point of view. So I hope that you enjoy it.